Welcome, everyone, to one of the toughest motorsports event on the planet. That's right. I am talking about the Rebelle Rally. We are here live. The show is presented by Toyota. We are at Basecamp 1 at the start of the prologue. My name is Emmy Hall. With me here is my good friend, Matthew Johnson. Now, if you don't know Matthew, I guarantee you have seen him. He's been sliding around corners in Mercedes-Benzes on commercials. Maybe you've seen him drive in Top Gear. Maybe you've actually learned from him because he's also a very excellent driving instructor. So I'm stoked to have Matthew here with me.
Thank you so much, Emmy. I'm stoked to be back with you. We had so much fun last year. This event is incredible in so many different respects. For anyone who happens not to already know Emmy Hall, what I'm specifically excited about is she has a new episode of This Versus That with Hoonigan coming out soon. It's an off-road episode. I'm sure it's going to be really entertaining. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite things about Emmy is she brings all the energy all the time, and that makes it a lot of fun here on set. So stoked to be here. Thanks, Emmy.
So today we are doing our prologue, but Matthew, you spent a lot of time up at Mammoth for the tech inspection.
You know, it's one of those things where you want to be careful what you're good at, and you'll see what I mean here in this B-roll in a moment.
Yeah.
Serena and Kristen there on the line.
Yeah, I love the fact we have so many Bronco Raptors. We have at least 3 Bronco Raptors in this competition this year.
Yeah, and I love reading the details and all the different improvements the Raptor gets you.
Right,
yeah.
right. No, that Bronco Raptor is just amazing. And then, you know, we've still got in our crossover class, we've got that little Ridgeline that just passed by. And then, of course, look, there's our Toyota two-door.
Karen and Renee are some of my favorites because they show how much you can do with a basic pickup truck.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And
so they're going to go out to the prologue. Matthew, what happened yesterday?
Oh, yesterday, we're tech inspection. That's where we make sure everybody's ready for the event. It's also where we make sure no one has navigation functioning on their car.
Oh, yeah.
They acknowledge what electronic devices that they have on their person, and then we make sure to take those away from them last night.
So you guys were up at Mammoth, and look how incredibly gorgeous that is. I was not able to get up to tech inspection, so I have major FOMO that I was not with you guys for that because it just looks amazing.
It was, and you could really, the energy was really vibrant. Everyone really excited, but still had a little bit of a wondering eye. I don't know what comes next. I'm excited to be here, but I don't know what I'm signed up for here.
Exactly.
With 60 rookies, right? So there's a lot.
Yeah, we have 130 competitors, and almost half of them are rookies. There is Matthew doing what he does best.
Yeah, I'm not a professional stickerer. I just happen to be slightly better than the rest, and so I've been doing that for 8 years now.
There we have. Those are 2 new partners, veteran competitors, but new partners, Rory and Shelby Hall. They are in one of the Bronco Raptors, so it's pretty cool to see those 2 out.
Yeah, definitely they're going to be gunning for the podium. I mean, we're going to talk a lot more about the competition, obviously, but they're ones we're going to have our eyes on. There's a lot of top-level competitors here.
Absolutely. Now, what is this lake?
This is, I believe, where they drag the water on the pumps to create the artificial snow when they're a little bit low. Yeah.
Now, what was the weather like up there in Mammoth? Was it cold?
It was beautiful.
Really?
No, it was beautiful. Most of us forgot our sunscreen.
Okay. Look at there. Is that awesome? We've got a couple of different Rivians. We've got 3 Rivians competing that are factory backed, and then we have 1 privateer team.
So Rachel and Kelly right there, they're rookies.
Yep, they are rookies. Now, they went through a whole Rivian training program.
I know. We've got to talk more about that. I want to hear some more details about it because it was kind of gnarly for some of them competing against each other get to come and compete here.
Yep. So there we've got all of those trucks lined up, and we're getting a good walk down the line. This year we've got so many manufacturers participating. Of course, we've got teams from Toyota. We've got teams from Ford, Honda, Hyundai, Kia, Jeep, Land Rover.
BMW.
First time for Land Rover. First time for BMW. And also we've got a couple of Lexus in here. Is it Lexi or Lexus?
You know what? Some other country would call it a Toyota. So I think we should just add it to the Toyota count. So that would mean Toyota has the most vehicles in the event if we did that.
All right. So, Matthew, when they were up there at tech inspection, we can see that they get their helmets checked. They make sure that they've got all of their safety equipment. Everyone needs to carry a fire extinguisher. Their helmets need to be regulation. These need to be Snell helmets, not DOT. They need to be Snell helmets. And that can be hard to find, an open-face Snell helmet.
Yeah, it can be, especially one comfortable enough you want to wear for 8 days all day long.
Exactly. So, it was really cool that we were able to go up to Mammoth Lakes. Hopefully next year I can join you, but just with my work schedule, I couldn't make it happen. But I was watching all of the social media on Instagram, at Rebelle Rally on Instagram, and I was like, I want to be there with everybody. I want to be.
Let's check out some live start line stuff here today.
Look at that.
You know, by the way, about Mammoth, Emily's been trying of a ski mountain for years.
Well,
This is the first one it's finally worked out.
Team 195 there. Those are the Team SandWitches, which I love.
Well, that could compete for best team name for sure.
I mean, yeah, for sure it could. Because when we get to Glamis, we'll explain a little bit more about how SandWitches actually make sense for this rally. If you've been to Glamis, you know. If not, it might be a little new to you. Like, why would they do that? But it actually makes a lot of sense. So we have got a couple of different. What is that one?
That's Lorienne's Tacoma there. Great. It's quite a beast.
Great. Yeah. That's a live shot there of our base camp. Now you can see all those tents that are towards the front of your screen. Those are competitor tents. Everything else in the back is for us.
Mostly when they left those competitor tents this morning, they were still icy.
Oh, yeah, there was ice on the inside of my tent.
By the way, it was super cold here last night.
It was like 25 degrees last night. There is a Total Chaos equipped. That's that two-door Tacoma with Total Chaos. Total Chaos, of course, a sponsor of the Rebelle Rally from the beginning. If you've got a Toyota product, you want to make sure that you've got some Total Chaos.
For sure. But, I'm really excited about this week. I'm told we've got some really cool views of last year.
Yeah, let's look at some of the highlights from the Rebelle Rally in 2022.
The first few days at the Rebelle, what do I expect that to be like? A lot like Naked and Afraid.
I'm a rookie and I'm nervous about it.
Nervous about the unknown.
Getting lost, the unknown. Yeah, the unknown.
I'm addicted to this, obviously. I don't know how many times you have to do it to form the addiction, but it's obviously there.
I mean, where else do you have over 100 women who are competing in such a long endurance event that just challenges you on every level, mentally, physically, emotionally?
Welcome to the 7th Rebelle Rally. Congratulations, you have made it to the first challenge.
I come from a desert racing background, and it took me a little bit to adjust to what the Rebelle Rally is, because it is nothing like desert racing.
Hearing about the rally being based on navigation and endurance, I like that a lot better. I've never had a need for speed, so it kind of seemed like a unique opportunity.
If we want to go straight or if we want to turn left. Right. If we want to turn right. We're not going that way.
Can't wait to just get out there and just be in the desert, compassing, doing all the things we've practiced, and finally just doing it.
It's amazing to be able to find a point on the earth and all you're using is a map and compass, no GPS.
Rebelle really blends a lot of my interests, being outside, driving, the technical aspects of navigation, and just a sense of adventure.
Just getting to learn what the cars can do out there. It's like getting to learn new features of a tool. So that's another aspect of it that I really love.
Nice little crawl.
People ask, is it fun? I'm like, well, it's like running a marathon is fun because it's so rewarding, because it's so challenging. And the course is beautiful. Emily Miller gives us 8 days of Nevada and California beauty, and we get to see it in our windshield every day.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota. And, of course, I have the Grand Fromage, the big cheese, the head rally person involved, Ms. Emily Miller. And it's always great when you get to join us up here because I know you're busy. I know you want to say hello and goodbye and good luck to every single competitor. And you guys, she will. She will talk to every single competitor, even when we're at the live show going, come here. But, Emily, we've got a lot of new viewers because the Rebelle Rally just keeps getting more and more popular. We've got a lot of new viewers. So, in a nutshell, give me your 15-second elevator pitch. What is the Rebelle Rally?
The Rebelle Rally is the longest competitive off-road rally in the United States. It just so happens to be for women. It is a triathlon of rally, and it combines a few different formats that we created to be able to work out here on public lands. And it's for stock manufacturer vehicles.
Okay, and what do you mean by a triathlon? What three events are we talking about?
Well, really what it is combining map and compass challenges along with enduro challenges, which is traditional road book, but we do on route enduros, kind of our pet name, our precision enduros, and we do on time enduros, so you have to average a specific speed. A little different than most rallies, though. Instead of lowest score, the Rebelle is a competition for highest score.
Awesome. You guys, there is a lot more to that, and throughout all of these shows, we are going to be telling you and digging into what all of that means. So if you're a little like, what? Don't worry, we got it for you. But right now, we have got this really cool course flyover provided by Mapbox, and this is what the competitors are going to do today. I don't know what's going to happen here. I haven't seen it. So, Emily, what do you got?
All right. So they go off the start line this morning. They are on an on-time enduro. So that means they're on a road book challenge.
Okay.
They're going to climb out of Basecamp. They're kind of ascending up to the foot of some beautiful mountains. They turn the corner. They drop down a really fun road. It's like a double track. It's looking back at the Sierras. And then they finish that timing section, hop back onto the pavement around Lake Crowley, and then they continue on pavement till the first green checkpoint.
Okay.
Once they get to that green checkpoint, enduro over, throw it into the back seat. They clear that first green checkpoint, and now they are headed down toward Bishop, California. They're dropping down through some beautiful trees, and now they've got a massive view of the Sierra Range, some of the tallest peaks in the country. In this area, they're in a very beautiful kind of table mesa type of terrain. It's very much a volcanic area, a lot of craters, a lot of lava flow. And then once they get down to the bottom of the hill, it is a 3,000-foot drop over this section.
Wow.
Then they turn the corner, and now they head north. So now they're headed back up. They've got a couple of checkpoints. Right here, they're passing a really beautiful wetlands area. They've got some decisions to make between a black diamond checkpoint or a blue checkpoint, which is an X checkpoint option. And then they hit the next green checkpoint. This location is an area of petroglyphs. It's a tourist-based area. It's beautiful. They have a moment because it's the prologue to take a look. And now they're headed around the corner to the best part, I think, of the rally today, which is a slot canyon called Shadago Canyon.
I'm going to come back and drive that canyon.
Oh, you will love it, Emmy. And they're going to see that canyon again on day 2 when they depart and they head out onto their marathon stage. At this point, they have another choice between a regular checkpoint and a black diamond checkpoint. It basically splits the route, and now they've just hit the pavement. They are done with all their checkpoint collection, and they are headed back to base camp.
Now, keep in mind, y'all, for this prologue, it is not scored. So this is a time for the competitors to start feeling comfortable with the format, to start feeling comfortable with their vehicle, to kind of get some of the bugs out of their system. They can work on their communication, especially on that Enduro challenge, because those are, you can practice them, but it can be difficult to practice. So having that Enduro challenge where they can just practice and work on communication is really, really clutch. Because remember, you guys, all that they have They have a map. They have this ruler to find their checkpoints, and they have a compass to see what their heading is. Like, you want to try it? Because it's really hard just using little analog tools to go out and do all of this very precision navigation and precision driving. And we know from all of the rain that's happened out here, there's going to be a lot of ruts out there. So, and that one section that you said was a 2-track, I mean, I'd want to speed. And they have to keep to a very precise speed right there, or they're going to be early on their times.
Yes, and they have 3 timing controls today.
Okay.
And this really is, like you said, a chance to work out the communication. If you've never done an on-time enduro, it's really hard.
It's very, very difficult. And as a competitor, you might only be going 50 kilometers per hour, but in the car, you feel like you're going 100 because it's so stressful. And you've got a navigator with timers in front of her, and she's saying you're 2 seconds ahead, you're 3 seconds back. So you need to be able to have that conversation, modulate your throttle, and make sure that you are driving as precise as your navigator is navigating.
Absolutely.
All right, Emily, thank you so much. I know you've got more people that you want to say hello and good luck to, but I believe we have our third host, the fabulous Ms. Katie Kunkel. She is out there on the line, and she's got some people that she is going to talk to right while those people are in the truck. So take it away, Ms. Katie.
My voice came back a little bit.
All right. I think we're going to check back with Katie here in a hot second. You know what? That's what happens on live TV. Yeah. You never know.
Part of the reason it's so much fun.
Exactly.
Hopefully the wind direction doesn't change and live TV becomes a smoke show.
Yeah, yeah. So remember when you and I tried to do a enduro challenge last year and we failed miserably?
I do.
Yeah, that was really fun. We should try that again this year.
I think we should. I really do want to do well at it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'd like to have a score that we could then compare to other scores.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So they're going to be doing that enduro. They're starting with that off the line, but then after that they're going into checkpoints. Now the Rebelle Rally is divided into 3 different kinds of checkpoints. There are green checkpoints that are marked with a really big flag, and they're just designed to move competitors down the course.
Keep everybody, or not together necessarily, but everybody, we know where they are. If there's any information that's important for safety reasons that they can get given during the day, they're there. And that just helps us keep track of people.
Right,
yeah.
Right. Then we have the more difficult checkpoints that we call them blue checkpoints. Those are marked either by a smaller blue flag or by a little piece of blue rebar about 3 feet high.
Yeah, those are really the first time I saw one of those, it was hidden in a shack.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, the blues are way harder than I realized.
Every time I always think, I've thought that it's in a bush. One time I thought that they put it in someone's RV. I was like, that blue checkpoint's in that dude's RV. It was not, but I really was convinced that it was.
So in most years, sometimes Chrissy, and the team will put a blue checkpoint near another blue checkpoint.
Right.
And if you're not, tell me how that is, if you're not on.
Yeah. So we've got 2 different groups, right? So we've got some cars will be going to one checkpoint and some will be going to another. So you need to make sure that that you're going to the right checkpoint, because just because you see a flag doesn't mean that it's your checkpoint. So you still need to be accurate.
The hardest one, obviously, the black diamond checkpoints. We've got loads of time to talk about these.
Yep.
I think we're going to check out a graphic about some of our designations here in a second.
Oh, our competition format, right. So we have 2 different kinds of enduros, right? We have the on time, which is what they're starting on right now. Mm-hmm. And do you want to fill us in? What happens in those enduro challenges that are on time?
Yeah, the on time is really critical to carry the correct speed. Carry the correct speed so that you're crossing a geofence that's programmed into the software that helps runs everything. A geofence that the vehicle drives through, you cross it at the right moment. Your score depends on you crossing these geofences at the exact right moment.
Right.
But like we found last year, it's really hard to drive a consistent speed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to do quick math where you're dividing the time elapsed by the distance you've driven.
Right.
And that's why we see a lot of the different rally computers in the vehicles.
Yeah, and so what happens is at the beginning of the day, they will get their road book, and then they will go through, and they'll go through every single tulip note, and they'll do the math for every single one.
And now, real quick, before we jump off this, the en route Enduro, we have tulips, right, where it's a little dot at the bottom, and it shows an arrow where you're supposed to go at the right. So you would probably argue one of these is a bit easier than the other.
Yeah, the on-route Enduros, they're just designed to keep everybody going down the same path. It might be because maybe you're in a desert tortoise habitat and you have to be in the same place. So we will be covering a lot more about those Enduros. Hopefully we'll get you in a car with one of us and we'll see how great we are at it because it's so much fun. And so right there we've got a live shot of one of the trucks on the Enduros. And as you see, it looks like they're going pretty slowly. And that's because they are trying to keep to whatever their assigned speed is. It could be 20 kilometers an hour. It could be 35 kilometers an hour. It could be 38 kilometers an hour. All of that information you get from your road book by either you have to do the math or it's given to you. But it might not look like it's that exciting right now, but I can guarantee you the women in that truck are just like, what? Where are we going? What's happening?
This is the most stressful way to drive 25 miles an hour. And then you go around a corner. Oh, did I slow down for the corner? Oh, no. Should I speed up a little bit now to get it? It's a mind bender.
All right. It looks like we've got Katie. As we said, Katie Kunkel is our third host, and she is doing some color commentary from the line. So, Katie, what do you have for us?
Hi, thanks, guys. I'm Katie Kunkel. I competed in the Rebelle in 2017, and now I have the most awesome job of bringing the stories of these 65 teams to you on the line every morning and every afternoon. And Will, my cameraman, I like to make him move, get fit. Let's have a chat to Maria Guitar and Laura Wanless, some legends in the game. The other commentators have been talking about the tools that we use, and I can see a whole bunch right there. Do you want to take us through your tools, Maria?
Sure, I'd love to. Well, we've got our tear trips, which help us measure accurate distance. And one is a 202 Geotrip and one is a 202 Plus, which is hooked up to the OBD port. And got stopwatches for our timed enduro. Inside my door here I have a bunch of pens and pencils and scales for my map. Got our handy dandy tracker there.
Some math equations. See, there we go. This is an analog event. They've had all their devices practically taken off of them, and now they basically have a paper map and a compass. Fantastic. Hey, one more question. Do you have an intention or a goal for this rally?
Always. Winning. She says, let's have fun. Winning is fun.
She says, let's have fun. Winning is fun. Let's leave it at that. Hey, have a great time out there. Today is our prologue day. The map and compass part is not scored. The Enduro is scored so that the teams can be seeded for tomorrow. Now let's have a chat to Danielle here, Team 147. How you doing, team?
Doing great. We're ready.
We've just been asking people what their intention is for this rally. Have you got a vibe? Oh, she's laughing. I can feel your vibe.
No, it's the very first thing we talked about. And Danielle said, if you want to win, I'm not your partner.
That's true.
Because, it's our first year. We're rookies. So our intention is to be friends at the end, to do the best that we can, to do our best rally.
That is fantastic. It's good to have an intention, and I'm really stoked that's the first thing you talked about. Have fun out there today. Just enjoy the ride. We'll see you for dinner. Now, can we move further down here, Will? Is it too far? Am I going to get out of range? We're doing it anyway. Oh, here we go. Twisted Knickers taking pictures of us. These two are OGs. Yeah. Kendra has been in this from the start, and you missed 1 year, and you were sorely missed. Yeah. Can you please tell us what your goal is for this rally?
It's always sort of just have fun, do the best we can, and enjoy the ride.
And where did Twisted Knickers come from?
Because we're sponsored by Nate's Panty Emporium.
And
also 8 days of getting in and out of the car, because sometimes your pants kind of get watered
all
up.
watered up.
Oh my God, these two are such OGs. Today's going to be a very fun day for you. Enjoy the ride. Okay, I think rule number one?
Rule number one, have fun.
Oh yeah, well, our team knows that, right, Will? Yeah. Okay, team 189, we'll let them come up here so that we don't get out of range. We can see we've got our photographer friend from the stars, Nicole Drion, who knows so much about these teams. She's done a lot of research and has the most incredible nuggets, we call them, which are stories about the woman that are so surprising to me. I met a woman today that was a COO of one of the resorts in Las Vegas, and she's a grandma. And one other thing that no one's talking about, behind me is a fire. It's a controlled fire. And in case you've seen that and being concerned, it's a controlled fire and there's nothing to worry about. The women were briefed on that earlier today. Big stories, Nicole's saying. A professional bodybuilder and football player? Fantastic. Hey, Jackie. I'm Katie Kunkel. Nice to meet you. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Oh, we have a very interesting story. Amanda found herself without a navigator about 40 days out, and she asked me, and after I learned about what the Rebelle was, I was like, I'm in. So it's been pretty incredible.
That's so cool. So you've known each other for how long?
We've only met once before this, but we've kind of followed each other, I think, for 2 years? On Instagram. Yeah. So, and we're both from Texas.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. Well, I look forward to learning a lot more about you over the next 8 days, and just have a great time today.
Well, thank you.
See you later. Okay, let's go back and see what Emme and Matthew up to.
Great.
Yeah, thanks, Katie. So I actually know, I'm pretty good friends with one of the teams that she talked to, Team 147, Lonnie and Danielle. Mm-hmm. Lonnie is so prepared.
Yeah.
She comes from a television producing background. So if there was any gear to get, she got it.
Awesome.
They have so much gear. It's amazing.
Very cool. In front of them, we saw Laura Maria. They're in one of the Bronco Raptors. Mm-hmm. They're on my list for overall, like watching for the overall.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Heard a quick word from Maria about how they're running 2 Terra trips for accuracy or in case they lose one of their Odos.
Mm-hmm.
And then we heard from Kendra and Eliza. In 184, Kendra, a Dirtfish Rally School instructor. Eliza, a stunt coordinator in the movies. She worked a lot with Ken Block. And Eliza's a rally driver also, just did an event in Prescott.
Yeah, and and it's crazy because we do have a lot of women that come from motorsports where speed is a factor, but this is a rally. This is not a race. So a lot of times when you get here, if you're used to going fast, you got to curb that because that's not what this rally is about. This rally is about navigation, very, very precise navigation.
How would you know these lessons, Emme?
Maybe I've broken a trucker view on one of those
Have you
rallies.
potentially been going faster than you needed to and caused Becca a lot of work being lost as a result?
No, she's never lost.
Okay.
She has never lost, but maybe the truck was broken.
But the point being, however, driving fast it just makes you more likely to be lost.
Absolutely.
You can rush to the point to arrive there and be totally lost.
Right. As Emily says, you can only drive as fast as your navigator can navigate. Sometimes your navigator can navigate at 50 kilometers an hour, and that's great. But sometimes your navigator can only navigate at 10 kilometers an hour. And, in the car, the navigator is the boss, and that goes for rally, that goes for desert racing, and that goes for the Rebelle Rally as well. The navigator is the person that is in control of what that vehicle is, where that vehicle is going.
Totally.
Yeah.
In my experience in performance rally, if the navigator called the corner wrong, there was a good chance we were crashing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
exactly.
Took a while for my eyes to confirm the wrongness.
All right. I think Katie has got yet another person for us. Let's see who she has got. Katie Kunkel. What's happening?
Hi guys, I'm here at the Honda that we were talking about, and the wrap, we've seen so many incredible wraps this morning. This year people have gone over and above, but this wrap is Barbie meets Marvel. Look at it. Team Honda has just got the cool, we're talking about your wraps. Can you tell me a little bit more about the story behind the wraps of the Honda team?
So all 3 Trail Sport models were designed by a wonderful woman named Lily from the Honda Exterior Design Department. She had just come back from maternity leave, and her first assignment was basically to design all 3 wraps. And it's basically Barbie meets Marvel, a fun spin on comic books, and just really fun pop colors. And here we go.
Now, one more quick question for you two. We've been popping a question on people today. It's not a difficult one. But do you have an intention or a goal for this year's rally?
Ooh, for me, have fun, do well, write about the car because I'm an automotive journalist, and be great as a team.
Fantastic. Do you want to add?
And get a lot of points.
And get a lot of points.
Of course.
I'm sensing a lot of fun, peppered by a lot of competition this year. Thank you. Have fun out there.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Back to you guys, Emme and Matthew.
All right, thank you, Katie. We do love those cool Hondas. We are going to have more from the Rebelle Rally Live, brought to you by Toyota after this quick break.
Toyota trucks. Let's go places.
My proudest achievements would be the fact that I did compete and challenge myself in the Rebelle. It was my rookie year, first time doing it. I mean, it's 8 grueling days. There's no GPS. You can't use your phone. You have no contact. So for me to do all of that was pretty darn cool. This, I feel like I am more passionate about, and I have it in my heart because it's something that my family holds dear to them as well. It really helps that I have, people supporting me along the way.
The Rebelle Rally is the longest competitive off-road navigation rally in the U.S. It is remote, unique, and extremely challenging. When we launched the Rebelle, we needed a robust, multi-function tracking system to serve as the backbone for course and safety operations. Unique to the Rebelle, it also has to interface directly with our real-time scoring system. The tracker must be reliable, durable, and never fail, combined with superior customer support. We chose Iridium-based YB tracking. It's the best product and the most experienced people. YB tracking has been a critical component of our safety and success since day one.
Welcome back to the 2023 edition of Rebelle Rally Live presented by Toyota. If you were someone who was going to put on an off-road event, especially one of this caliber, you would realize pretty quickly you needed a lot of power.
Yeah, a lot of power.
You need some lights. You might need some heat. You need to be able to cook food. And we are so stoked, again, to have Renewable Innovations as a partner here. They've got 3 trailers. We're going to do, big in-depth interview with them, but they specialize in renewable power. We've got a state-of-the-art green hydrogen storage tank here on site that's going to be charging the electric vehicles all week. We have a solar module, the Mech S it's called, that powers all of Basecamp and everything. It's some number of megawatts or whatever, but I can't wait to talk more about Renewable Innovations. It's let my dork flag fly or my nerd flag fly.
Yeah, I mean, this rally just would not be possible without Renewable Innovations for sure. And this is their 3rd year with us, so we are always glad to have them around. And also, they're so nice.
They are.
They're just so nice. They're so nice. Now, as we have seen some of the vehicles leave the line, you might be noticing like, oh, we've got like a Bronco next to a Honda Pilot. Like, how does that work? Well, that works because the Rebelle Rally has two different classes. We've got 4x4 and we have X-Cross. Now, 4x4, you're probably familiar with. That is a vehicle that has four-wheel drive and it has a 2-speed transfer case. Unless you are a Rivian, because the Rivian R1T does not have a 2-speed transfer case, but it is built and performs with the intention of a four-wheel drive, and so that's why that vehicle runs in the four-wheel drive class. Then we have the X-Cross class. Those are what you would consider a crossover. You can have all-wheel drive. You can even have two-wheel drive, which that might be my next challenge. And there is no transfer case. So for those vehicles, you can think Honda Pilot, Honda Passport, the Kia Telluride, the new BMW X2. Those are all crossovers.
If you're new to the language about a transfer case, you probably have ridden a 10-speed bicycle. If you think about changing that front sprocket so where suddenly it's easier to pedal, that's like your transfer case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically gives you a high four-wheel drive and a low four-wheel drive. But I believe that Ms. Katie Kunkel has got another awesome interview for us. So, Katie, let's see what's happening.
Hi, guys. Thank you. And I'm here with my friend Toby Jacob from Iridium. And if you remember last night, the others have told us these teams had all of their devices taken from them. So if you don't know much about the Rebelle, it is completely analog. Cell phones, computers, anything GPS available, your Apple Watch, whatever's GPS enabled in your vehicle, it is completely prohibited. So this is an analog event. But the only way we can run this analog event is with partners like Iridium. And Toby's here to talk to us a little bit about the backbone of the Rebelle, which is all things digital that make this possible. So first of all, Toby, tell us a little bit about what you do at Iridium.
Thanks. Excited to be here. My name is Toby Jacob. I am the Senior Market Development Manager at Iridium for our land mobile team. So think about all products, satellite phones, radios, data terminals, etc., all of which are key in one way or another to helping the operations of this race.
So Iridium are the satellites,
Yep.
the backbone, and then the first one we should talk about is YB tracking. So every vehicle has a yellow brick tracker, and that's how we make sure that these teams don't get lost. So tell us a little bit about that product.
Yeah, so we work with partners and companies throughout the world to build awesome products. In this case, the ruggedized tracking devices on each of the cars is made by a company called YB Tracking, based out of the UK. They're small, good form factor, can really handle all weather environments and even the rough terrain, and are connected to a online GUI that you can actually see the live tracking of the competitors. And I believe it's a key part of the scoring and the actual safety and tracking for all the competitors.
It's crucial.
Yeah.
And then a little bit about ICOM.
Yeah, so another amazing company is ICOM, based out of Japan. They build world-class radios, and we worked with them to build the world's first and only true handheld satellite radio. So each of the support staff here have a radio with a palm mic and then also a antenna in their car that allows them to talk to up to, I believe, 50 to 60 different safety support staff at once, wherever they're at. So the media, the support staff, all use these radios in order to communicate with each other and ensure that they're safe operations.
And we get those from Road Post, right?
So Road Post provides the satellite phones, which are the last emergency line for the competitors. If they're going off course or if something goes wrong, they can pull out their satellite phone provided by Road Post, based out of Washington and Canada, and they can make a call and ensure that they're safe and secure.
And one other thing Toby reminded me of earlier was the Rebelle are such early adopters. It was how many years ago did we meet and start jamming this?
Yeah, it must have been 5 or 6 years ago.
And we're like, how do we bring this digital technology into such an analog event? And truly, Iridium and all the Iridium partners are what makes this happen. Thank you so much for coming out here. Every year, Toby shows up. You've got to love the people that show up.
It's an amazing event. I'll be here every year.
Excellent. Okay, back to Matthew and Emmy.
Thank you, Katie. It's always so interesting hearing from Iridium, hearing from all the different pieces that it takes for this event to happen.
Yeah, you think about how the competitors are all analog, but behind the scene, it's so high tech.
Yeah.
So very, very high tech, which is just, I don't know, it's just really cool. I love it.
I love listening to Chrissy talk to her dad. Because Chrissy's dad does the programming for how we use all these signals from Yellow Brick Tracker, right? We got Yellow Brick Tracker in the middle of Iridium processing all that, so that then we could process it again and bring it to you actually at home to be able to follow on YB races.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the designations of these vehicles, because how do we class everybody?
Right. We have 2 classes, but within those we have 3 designations.
Yeah, so we've been talking about electrified cars a little bit. I want to jump on that one first. Tell me, Emmy, how is a full EV comparable to a plug-in EV, and why are they both designated electrified?
Right. So Rebelle Rally didn't call this the electric class, because that would mean that it's just pure EVs. They called it electrified. So a lot of times in the news, you'll hear manufacturers say, we're going to be all electrified by 2035. And people think that means that, it's just going to be only pure electric. That's not what it means. It means that a specific manufacturer wants to bring an electrified powertrain, and that's where the plug-in hybrids and the hybrids come in. Now, plug-in hybrid means that you can plug the vehicle in, and that it will run for usually right around 40 or 50 miles on pure electric, and then the rest of the time it functions as a hybrid. Plug-in hybrids are a great middle step between a pure electric and a ICE vehicle, an internal combustion engine. So if you're on the fence about buying an electric vehicle, a plug-in hybrid is a great way to go, because you've got enough miles to just mess around town. But then for a longer trip, you've got the backup of a hybrid engine.
And then another thing I know about the plug-ins is they have to manage their drivetrain, manage their range, just like the EVs and the petrol cars, because they have much smaller ICE tank, or internal combustion engine fuel tank. So they have some battery assistance, but less volume of fuel on board.
Exactly. So teams can decide to, usually you can save your electric power for a certain time on the course, or you can just use it just as a boost to your ICE engine the entire time. A
fun other side effect, didn't we have a vehicle that was only all-wheel drive when the electric battery had juice in it a couple years ago? So they were doing all they could to preserve the electric power so they'd have all-wheel drive in the sand.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
So our other designations, 40-30 for vehicles over
40
years old.
Because 40 is the new 30.
For sure. And our bone stock, also very interesting category. What I love about bone stock designation is you could win that and win the event overall. And I was about to say, someone between us has experience doing so.
Yes. Now, in the bone stock category, you can change out your wheels and tires. That is allowable, but that is it.
No skid plates?
Nope. No skid plates. Just wheels and tires. Isn't that just nuts? I just love the fact that you can do a bone stock vehicle out here.
One of my favorite things about today is how much we're working Katie.
I know.
She's out on the line ready to chat.
Lewis, up to you two to tell you to pipe down so I could interview this amazing team. Mia and Mara are both in the media industry. They're about to take off the line, but they just told me they had a really good night's sleep last night, which I didn't, because contrary to popular belief in the sun here, it was freezing last night. Quick question. What is your goal for this Rebelle? Your first Rebelle, they're rookies. Do you have something that you've talked about that's your goal? And if you don't, you can say no.
No, our goal is to have fun, not kill each other, represent our brands well, Lexus, Car and Driver, Cosmopolitan, First Autos, and we're just going to have a good time and hopefully do well.
Yeah. And who did your wrap?
Complete Customs out of California and Texas.
It's fantastic. Now
it was designed by our Cosmo.
Oh, and the Cosmo team designed it. Now I'm going to let you guys go because they're off the line in about 3 minutes. Hey, have fun out there. So that's our Cosmo rookie team about to go off the line. We've got Jimmy Lewis here who looks like he wants an interview.
Me?
How are you?
Excellent.
So I spend the entire Rebelle looking for Jimmy Lewis to get a quick word, and I figured maybe we could just knock it out early. How's this year's...
I'm going to be intrusive this year.
Okay, good. Well, here we are. So I understand that the course has been really thrown about this year. Can you fill the team at home on what's happened to the course?
Yeah, so it's been a tough year, largely because we wanted to do a whole bunch of new stuff, which we did. It was all set up. So really, the course is sort of, we'll call it finalized 9 months ago. But in those last 9 months, we had a hurricane that made landfall and wiped out a lot of the desert. And a week later, we had freakish, like 100-year thunderstorms in some very select areas, which happen to be all the areas we were going to put the rally. So our rally course got wiped off the face of the earth. Mother Nature has amazing ways of
she's in charge,
refreshing the ground. But not only our course, because technically a lot of our course could have been navigated. These girls are really good drivers. They'd be able to, get through these roads and washouts and do what they need. They know how to navigate. They can get there. And these roads have been there for hundreds of years. So this has happened before, and then they get reestablished. But major state highways are still closed down, so there's no access to get like our fuel trucks and.
Isn't Death Valley closed as well?
Death Valley still. I think they might have opened. Well, maybe it's in a couple days, but they were planning on opening. It's a Highway 190, major highway goes through there. So and all their off roads are just closed because they need to go back in and check them and stuff like that. So. Like that was a month ago or 2 months ago. I don't remember when it was, but even in doing that, there was some changes. Just we kind of found out there were some areas that.
And in this morning's briefing, they were very, very clear that the competitors have to take real care this year. Now, I'm going to throw you back to Matthew and Emmy. Thank you very much, and please do be intrusive this year. It's very helpful.
That's right.
See.
I love Jimmy Lewis so much.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he is great. When you get Jimmy talking about the Rebelle Rally and talking about how he trains a lot of Dakar competitors, and Jimmy Lewis is no joke. And when he starts talking and telling stories, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's super fun. We were just watching the TJ come off the line. I don't even know how old a Jeep TJ is.
That older Jeep. That Team 117, they're from France. And they moved to Texas for a year to practice. That is some dedication.
Yeah, it's really compelling. And you could buy a vehicle like that for, I don't know, sub $5,000. I haven't been I'm not a Jeep buyer, but like you don't have to have some of the level of prep that you see here.
Absolutely. We talk a lot about the manufacturer vehicles that are all brand new, but we've had in the 4030 designation, we had that really cool old Bronco, which was amazing. They're not here this year, which is kind of a bummer. We've got some older Tacomas. We've got one of the Forerunners is like 2018, 2019. But yeah, if you have a good prep on your vehicle, even if it's older, you can still bring it out here because the vehicle in your driveway is much more capable than you think it is.
Jumping back to one of those Tacomas, Rasa and Leeway's number 156 Tacoma, 350,000 miles. Dude. And it's here doing the Rebelle again.
Yeah, man, those Toyotas, they just go forever and ever and ever. You have like 200,000 miles on your Toyota.
Yeah, getting there, my 4Runner. Yeah, it's been used well.
Yeah.
Still in good shape, though.
Yeah. When my dad had a Tacoma as well, and when he sold it, it had 200,000 miles. 200,000 Baja miles.
But when it comes to a Toyota, 200,000 is the new 100,000.
Yeah, that's the break-in, right? That's the break-in. All right, I think that Katie has gotten another interview down there, maybe with the Honda team. Let's see what you got.
Hi guys, I'm here with some rookies to find out what it feels like on the very first day of the Rebelle Rally if you haven't done it before. Hey Eva.
Hi.
Did I say that right, Eva?
Eva, yep, you got it.
So I've never seen rookies so relaxed. Talk to us a little bit about how you're feeling.
I feel like, so today's day 0, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like this is also Rebelle 0 for us. Like we haven't seen this through from start to finish. We don't know what it's going to look like. Tomorrow, coming off the real start line, we don't know what it's going to be like to hit that finish line. So I'm looking at this whole year as Rebelle 0. Next year can be Rebelle 1. Let's figure out how to do this thing.
What a fantastic attitude. Well, you two have a great time out there today, and we'll see you tonight at dinner.
Thanks so much.
Okay. Do you want to add anything?
Just super excited, and I'm glad that it appears we both have a really good poker face.
Poker face. Okay, have fun out there, team. That's 142, and we've got some more rookies. Should we have them? If you guys want to pull forward, and then we can have a chat to team 122, who are also rookies. I met them at dinner last night. Hey, ladies. We're just getting a little line of rookies here, and we want to know how you're feeling on your very first Rebelle.
We're feeling very excited. Nervous, but excited.
Very nervous.
Well, like the team in front of you, you've got really good poker faces. Now, tell me a little bit about your vehicle.
This is our Ford Bronco. It's a Badlands Sasquatch. Yeah, 2023. We're very excited to be driving it.
And you've got all your tools ready. Today we've been talking a lot about tools because this is an analog event, as you know, and you have nothing but paper and a compass and a few pens and whatnot. How are you feeling about having no devices?
We keep reaching for our phones and looking at our screens, which are black. So it's definitely a little different, but I think we'll adjust after a few days. And we feel good. We know where north is, and we plotted everything. So
I can promise you on day 8, when they give you back your phones, you'll be asking them to hold on to them.
Yeah,
so have the detox, exactly. Have a great day out there, ladies. Enjoy yourselves. And next we have Nicole. Who's coming next? We should really meet Nicole, but let's come on down. Try not to get Will to have to run too much. Will is my I hate to say my cameraman, the man, the cameraman. Come on. I'm going to throw it back to Emme and Matthew, who are going to tell us a little bit about the competitors who are slowly coming up behind me. Go, Emme and Matthew.
Thank you so much, Katie. Matthew, can I fangirl for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, so Eva, who is the driver of 142 in that Toyota, she's on one of my favorite TV shows in the world.
Okay.
Well, she was a competitor on Naked and Afraid, and I've seen every single episode.
Amazing.
And I met her a couple of years ago at an Overland Expo, and I was just like, oh my God, you're on Naked and Afraid. And I was just like the biggest dork. I was the biggest dork. So then when I saw that she was competing in this, I am so stoked. I'm so stoked to have her and her navigator here. I think that they have first of all, they have the right attitude where they're treating this whole thing as their Rebelle Zero, because they know that in order to win this rally, you have to learn this rally. So I'm so stoked for those girls.
I found really interesting about the pair of them. They ride motorcycles together a ton.
Yeah.
They've Eva said she's got maybe 12,000 miles on a moto so far, and it's not even really like riding season. She usually does like easily over 100,000 miles she's got on motorcycles.
Yeah.
And Asia as well, loads of motorcycle riding. So that was really cool.
Yeah. They're going to be I think they're going to be a really good rookie team. I'm stoked to see how they do.
We chatted, Katie grabbed Toby and Carolina in 122 and that Raptor next. And in the bio, I was reading Toby's favorite quote was, "First you jump off the cliff and you build your wings on the way down."
Right? So many times. How many times have we done that? No, but I don't want to correct you on camera, but I'm going to correct you on camera because that is actually not a Bronco Raptor.
Oh, I said Raptor, didn't I?
Yeah. That's a Bronco with the Sasquatch package. And what's cool about that Sasquatch package is it adds 35s, and it adds I believe it also adds a front locker and a couple of other really cool
the flares or something.
Things. Yeah, the flares are a little bit bigger, but mostly it's the tires on this, and you can get that Sasquatch package on any trim. So if you want like a base Bronco, you can still put the Sassy package on. I call it the Sassy package. You can still put the Sassy package on it, and so you can still have that extra off-road capability if you don't want all the frills with the heated and cooled seats and all that.
So you could do like a two-door short wheelbase with that package.
Yep, absolutely.
You'd look like you meant business if you went for that option.
Dude,
right?
that's 100% the Bronco I would buy.
Yes, totally.
All right, I think Katie, man, we're keeping her busy again, as you said. Katie, what's going on?
Hey, thanks, Emmy. Well, I'm having a great time over here. I'm with Team Orange Crush, who I had a great chat to at breakfast, Lisa and Katie. And these are my people. I found the witches. They did a road clearing on the Spell or the Rebelle?
We did a spell, as you call it. We kind of did a cleansing of the Jeep, and we put some ruins on the frame to give us the right direction and the guidance and the strength to take the right path.
Talk about grounded. These two have analog dialed. Now, on her steering wheel is the fortune that she got in her fortune cookie at Rebelle U.
And it says, "You outdistance all outdistance all competitors." And the number 12 is in it for the first day of the Rebelle, so it had to go right here.
Hell yes, it did. I have never seen a more relaxed and chill and grounded analog team. I wish you the very best. What does Orange Crush mean?
Well, because it's an orange Jeep, and I like to rock crawl, so I think it's going to crush it over the rocks.
Of course, it's Orange Crush.
With Denver Broncos, because I'm a Chiefs fan.
And one more thing, these two met on the trail and have become fast friends. They have such a good story. 5 years it is. And I look forward to getting to know more about you two as the days go by.
Thank you.
Thank you. Day prologue, and we have 8 more days of this. Let's have a chat to the Subu before we throw it back to Emme and Matthew. Carrie, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
And
this is my Enduro information. So.
Oh, this is brilliant. This is great. I'm like, why do I smell? And we're only just on prologue. The reason her window's not down is her Enduro information is right there on the window. And I can't quite see it. Can you tell us a little bit more about this, which is very cool that you've got on your window? That's clever.
So I've got a little cheat sheet over here that as the driver, I'm looking for a specific distance and then what my speed or direction, a turn direction is. So I have this little cheat sheet here while she's looking at the time, and she can talk about if we're on time reaching our waypoint.
This is amazing. Well, thank you very much. Like, the teams come up with the coolest ways to hack their way of doing the Rebelle, and this is really smart. And we look forward to talking to you when we don't have to peek in the small crack. All right, have a great day, ladies. And now we've got another one of these fantastic Honda cars, so we're going to have a quick chat with these guys, because Barbie meets Marvel rap is what the Honda team have put into play. And these two I had a chat with this morning. They're from Honda Performance, right? Yeah. And they signed up to do the Rebelle last year and told their department that that's what they're going to do, and things didn't work out. And then this year, the performance team absolutely backed them and allowed them to do the Rebelle. They're rookies, and I have a really fun fact. They're engine calibrators, that's their job, and they do it on the Indy 500. And this woman sitting next to me in the driver's seat is the first woman ever to win the Indy 500 with her engine. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, on the spot. Yeah, it was very cool. It was a cool position to be in. I'm very, very lucky because I love my job. I love what I get to do. I love the team that I get to work with. And it was not this last year's winner, the year previous. Marcus Ericsson was the team that I was assigned to with Chip Ganassi, and we won the Indy 500 that year, and then this year we came in second, pretty close, so it was almost back to back.
And so humble. You two are freaking awesome. You are cool, calm, and collected, and I wish you the very best on your first Rebelle.
Thank you.
And you know what's really cool? I think that where we are right now is the greatest mass of women in STEM in the country ever. Like, all the brilliant minds of women in STEM are right here at the Rebelle Rally, and that's a first. Right back to you, Emme and Matthew.
Much of a mechanic, I can't imagine having an engine, like building an engine that wins the Indy.
Yeah, and turn around and read all the data from it,
right?
And then be live, like on the spot during the race,
right?
Like managing.
I know.
Yeah,
I need to talk to her. And so we're seeing MtnSubi come up right now, Team 204. That is Carrie Lando in that vehicle, and I love that. I love that little Subaru.
I love doing a lot with a little.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like she's done so much work on that. It's got way more ground clearance. I mean, in terms of capability, it's between that and the Bronco Sport, right?
Sure, in our X Cross class.
In the X Cross class, absolutely. You know, she's even got a rear locker on that was provided by Torque Masters, and Torque Master has been a Rebelle.
Yes.
I am completely spacing on her name right now.
Me at the same time.
But I have her face in me and in my head. And if you are watching, we love Torque Masters. Please make a locker for my Miata for Buddy. Thank you. Please. That's what I want.
Another favorite thing about Carrie and her Subaru is she's always driving it and braking it.
Yeah.
And it's like that's how you make it better. It's like you go off-roading, and she's not nice to that thing.
No, she's not.
She's like, if a Jeep can go there, my Subaru is going there.
I love that. I just love that so much.
Yeah, that's awesome to see her back here.
So we have got a couple of different ways for everybody to follow us. We're going to be coming to y'all live every single day for a week. And that, of course, is going to be at rebellerally.com/live. However, if you happen to miss a show, don't worry. It's going to be on YouTube as well as on the Rebelle Rally Facebook page. So you can always go back and get an episode that you missed.
You can, and we'd love to hear from you. If you've got questions, something we said that didn't make sense, whatever,
we can answer it.
You know, you could give a shout out to a specific team. We'll tell you how they're doing. I don't know. We'll give you what we can, but interact with us. Reach out.
Yes, please do. The competitors don't have their phones, but we do. So we can actually communicate with you guys and answer some of your questions here on the live show presented by Toyota.
Yeah, so it's the prologue. This is the day, you know, that everyone maybe a bit of a nervous start this morning. Actually shivering because they're cold and nervous. A little taste of everything today, right?
Absolutely.
We have on Time Enduro, on Route Enduro, all the colors of checkpoints.
Yep.
Even some X routes, which we haven't really covered a lot.
Some X routes, and then tomorrow, how they start off the line is determined by their score in the on-time enduro. So tomorrow, Matthew, what time do we start?
I think 6:45.
In the morning?
Brisk, shivering, 6:45 tomorrow morning.
I don't even think the sun was up this morning at 6:45. It's
No,
going to be real cold.
We might be joining you for sunrise, and Adam will be showing us some mega drone shots of the sunrise in the morning.
So we'll see you for an hour tomorrow for day one, 6:45 to 7:45. We should also have a midday update right around 1 o'clock. So we'll do a midday competitor update, and then we will bring you the finish line of day one live starting at 6 p.m. Again, Rebelle Rally live presented, by Toyota.
And we'll be here again.
Yeah.
Back here to Basecamp 1.
Back here to Basecamp 1. We'll be here for 2 days, so you'll see 2 more days of Basecamp 1. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Make sure that you give us a comment on Facebook or on Instagram. We'll try to respond to your comments, respond to your questions, and we're stoked that you're here.
Thanks for joining us.